If you want to know how I'm doing in my Partners in Cream project, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and oh yes, it is an update to the Partners in Cream project. This is a project that was started by Steph and DaLin. I will put their pictures on the screen and their respective channels. And I've been so impressed by this project. It's tied with another project for my favorite project of the year. And I could not be happier that I heard about it and that I decided to participate because it's a fantastic project. So what is it? Well, Partners in Cream. It is for us to use cream products in our collection. And I have 5 products here that I've basically been working on all year. And I'm glad I chose well because I'm not changing them out. And I've been making pretty steady progress on these. And I would say this month has been the most challenging month, but despite that, I still made some pretty good progress. And I'm looking forward to showing you what that is. Now, I do also want to mention that I was doing just a quick look today because I don't have much time to film for this update, and everything on my face is stuff that I'm penning, and everything that is on my face is going to be in the description box if you are curious. So let's get into these products from least to most progress. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I want to show you this one first because it represents something that I said I would do in the last update, and that is I wanted to remove, this is going to be very shiny, I wanted to remove this product right here from the pan and move it to my quad from Cover FX. And the reason I wanted to do that so badly, because this was full, it was an untouched cream, is because all of these are powder highlights and a contour, and this was a cream product. I think that Tarte made a mistake by putting in a cream contour in a highlighter palette because the highlighters just kept falling down onto the contour cream, and it was driving me crazy, and I'm so happy I moved it out of here. Now I will probably move a highlight into that empty pan at the end of this year, and I'll show you what that is by showing you the next palette. So before I forget, the cream contour that left the Pro Glow palette and went into this palette, it was a total of 5.42 grams. So that's how much I moved into this palette and out of the Pro Glow palette. Now this palette has these 2 pans that include the Pro Glow cream contour. So that is what it is. Now I have not been touching this one. I have been using this one down here, and there's a nice wear patch. Oh, I've covered it up by accident. There was a hole already on this side, but I guess my finger covered it up today. So that is, I'm working on it. I have it right now on my temples, and I have it in the hollow of my cheek, and I have it a little bit on each side of my nose, but just a tiny bit. I really love that contour cream. It is very good, and I do recommend it. I just wish it weren't in that Tarte Pro Glow highlighter palette. Okay, I know I'm beating a dead horse. Now let's talk about the rest of what's in this quad. I really did think that I would have this one done, and I would have if I would have worn makeup as I normally do in the month, but this month has been... I'll have a story time on it at some point in the future, but I'm not ready yet. So I wore makeup about half the time, and so this pan would so have been finished. This was a mixture of the last of the number 1 and number 4 that I had in this quad, which made room for these guys. Now the last thing that I have been working on is this one, and I was just thinking this morning, my goodness, I am going to hit pan on this next month. I am so close to hitting pan. And I don't normally do this, but I think I'm just going to kind of focus on the middle because I'm so close. And I do want to hit that milestone. And what I've been doing is I've been putting 2 fingers in. You can actually see the mark. Almost look like a little bum in the pan because I use 2 fingers and then I tap to do the contour. But what that does is it keeps squishing product back into the middle. Not a bad thing, but it is nice to hit pan and get that cred because I'm basically at the point where I should be hitting pan based on my experience with the other 3 pans. So, all right, so I'm going to say, I'm going to finish this and I'm going to hit pan. That's going to be my focus for next update. And this one I've gone back into. This one was parked for quite a while, and it's not anymore. And it's because I'm using this number 1. And I'm using this number 1 as my under eye concealer. I really like it. I don't need this one because this one I would be using for the purposes that I'm using the Cover FX Franken cream product. And so this one I don't need, but this one I'm definitely using. And so I'm weighing this palette again. So just really small update. And it's, I mean, under the eye, it's a very, very small amount. So I'm not expecting to make a whole lot of progress on this palette in general. Now for cream product. Now this one I did use a handful of times, and I am down 0.14 grams in this one, which is, I think it's pretty much in line. Oh, that's my best progress in 3 months. No. Yeah, in 3 months. So yeah, I used it considerably. I have it on today, so that's good. I actually got a success story here. And so it doesn't look like much, but it was domed. It was full size blush when I started. Actually, it was pretty much flat to the top when I started this project, but it used to be a domed product. And it's a beautiful product. It makes me think of the NARS Orgasm as far as a color. It's very fetching. I have no problem with it. I like it, and I'm glad it's in the project, and I would be using it anyway, but this gives me a little bit more focus. And then finally, I have the last product, which is this NARS Dolce Vita. And I'm very careful when it's time for an update to not shake the bottle so that you can see where I'm at. And now that you have seen it, and I'll have progress pictures, I can give you the full view of the color. And this one I have used, I think, pretty much neck and neck with the Joe Fresh Peach Dream. I really like the color. I just have to be in the mood to put on a liquid blush because sometimes I find that it's very saturated, it's very intense, and I get a lot of color. So I have to be very, very careful and not too much in a hurry so that I can have, first off, not too much on my face, and then second, that I can blend it out so that it's the intensity of color that I want. And when I say that, it takes less than an extra minute, but apparently when it comes to blush, I'm lazy. What can I say? And for the NARS Dolce Vita, I used 0.09, and it makes sense. Joe Fresh is 0.14, NARS is 0.09. It is a lot more pigmented than the Joe Fresh, so I'm not surprised that it takes me less NARS than Joe Fresh. I have tallied up all of those changes, and I can give you the final number, which is that I'm down 2.01 grams total in this project, and it is my best performance in the last 4 months. I just had to double check my math just to make sure that I was not out of it. It is 2.01 grams. It is the most change that I've had, and I think it's just because of using the cream contour as opposed to not using it. So it's an extra product that I'm using out of this project that I would have used from a different source before for contour. So I'm using this cream contour from the Tarteist Pro Glow. So it's like a new product that I have in use, but that was in the project the whole time. So that makes sense. So 2.01 grams. I just needed to do a sanity check because I don't want to say that I did something that I didn't do. You know, you want to make sure that your results are legit and you want to feel good about them, and then it's not fun to find an error in a future video. So yes, I can confirm 2.01 grams, and it's been for the last number of months under 2 grams, and so I'm really happy about that. But you have heard enough from me, and so let's take a look at the progress pictures. So that's it, 2.01 grams down, and I'm really happy about it. And I'm going to say, I have a feeling I will have a better result even at the end of the next period, which is super exciting because there are only 2 more months of this project left. And I want to make as much progress as possible by really enjoying the products that I've put in. I made a really good selection at the beginning of the year, and I do want to keep making progress on those products, and it's a lot easier when you like what you're using, right? Anyway, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.